Hey y'all, it's Hans. Welcome back. We've got another big scope review, and I know it seems like we say that every other week, but this is probably one of the biggest releases of the year. Going back to SHOT Show 2022, almost 8 months ago to the day, we were talking about this scope, and from then on, there's been nothing but questions, speculation, a lot of different things going on. But without further ado, we are reviewing the brand new Pulsar Talion XQ38. So the reason why this is such a big scope review is because this is considered a budget thermal from Pulsar at $24.95. Now I know what you're saying. $2,500 is a budget or low end thermal. I wouldn't consider it low end, but I will say it's towards the bottom of the price scale, which is a great thing because we're going to talk about all the great things that are in this scope and what it does. You're going to get to see a ton of video, but this is truly the Pulsar Talion XQ38 is the replacement for the Pulsar Thermion XM30. If you remember, y'all, it was just here for a very short amount of time. It was a 320 resolution, 3.5 power base magnification in the Thermion model or housing, that daytime scope look. This is a replacement for that. But as you also probably remember, the Pulsar cores were also discontinued some time ago. That's their $1,900, again, budget-friendly thermal optic that everybody loved that was discontinued. I'm going to let you know what the differences are. We're also going to talk about how this compares because there's some speculation about how this compares to the Thermion 2 XQ38, which is Pulsar's $3,300 optic. You know, again, this is a $2,500 optic. Specs seem very similar, but we're going to jump into that and let you know what our findings are. And so you have a better chance to make a good decision when it comes time to choose what optic you want. Now, before we jump into it, we're talking about choosing optics. If you're interested in any thermal night vision optic, go visit us at outdoorlegacygear.com. You can find this optic. It's available right now online, or you can call us if you have questions, 877-350-1818. If you want to see another review, a longer review with another point of view, my partner Jason, we do the Late Night Vision Show, which is a weekly podcast. We did a longer review on that, kind of some back and forth and some different feedback. This is a very shorter, much shorter review as well. But we're going to be showing video through the clips, obviously running down specs. I got the box. I'm going to let you know what comes with the optic. We're going to be doing a walk around, talking about some comparisons, overall thoughts, and leave you at the end of this, hopefully answering a lot of questions. So let's get to the specs. We're going to roll some video as well. So this optic, again, I know I told you the price around $2,500. It's actually $2,499. So $1 under $2,500. It starts out on 2.5 power base magnification and goes up to 10 power. That is a 4 times digital zoom. It has a 51.5 foot field of view at 100 yards. It's a 384 by 288 thermal core resolution and a 17 micron. It runs on an APS-5 removable battery. Yes, folks, this battery, it runs on one battery and it is rechargeable and removable. Fantastic. We did a battery test on this, a bench test, and in good weather, normal conditions, 70 degrees, you're going to get about 7 hours of runtime. So cold weather, it's going to be a little bit less than that. But again, removable battery means you can buy an extra battery and have it in your pocket ready to go for when you need it. This this scope does include all the great Pulsar features: video and audio recording, Wi-Fi streaming to the Stream Vision 2 app, 10 different reticles, 9 different reticle color options, picture-in-picture display, multiple color palettes, I think 8 or 9 different color palettes. It is IPX7 waterproof rating. And they say the detection range on it is 1,475 yards. Also want to let you know it does have a focusable objective lens on it. And when we do the walk around, we'll talk about the mount as well. Again, almost 1,500 yard detection range. With the mount, without the mount, it weighs about 25 ounces. You can add 3 or 4 ounces when you add the mount on there as well. So almost 30 ounces all together on the rifle. Now, let's talk about ID ranges. I'm going to say conservatively, I know you're seeing a bunch of video. but conservatively being able to tell the difference between a hog, a coyote, a deer, and a small coyote, it's going to be about 250 yards. Could be a little bit plus that, could be a little bit minus depending on the weather. If it's foggy or high humidity, it's going to be a little bit less than that. So that is a rundown on the specs. I don't think that I forgot anything, but if I did, just ask the question in the comment section and I will get back to you. So before we get to the walk around, let's tell you what comes in the box. So as I very unmethodically move off camera, not very professionally. So does come in a soft shell bag. Obviously also comes in a box as well. You get wall chargers. You get a base charger. This is for the battery. So you got the cable that comes with it and a charging base. So it's basically a battery cradle to charge your batteries with. Obviously it comes with the necessary cables. This is a USB-C. This is what you charge the optic with. So you can just plug the whole thing into the wall, charge it directly like that, or you can take the battery out and charge it in the battery cable. But this is also the cable that you can use to download the videos directly to your laptop, desktop, any computer. You can download the videos off of. Sorry, just looking through this bag here. There's not much else really, and there's not much else that you need. A lot of plastic bags in here. But oh yeah, very important. Rubber eye cup. Right now it does not have the eye cup on there, but it's just magnetic. It slips right over it. Very easy to remove, but you don't have to worry about banging it and falling off. So really that's what comes in the bag. Also want to talk about the mount. Now you can see this has the SiteMark quick release, locking quick release mount on it. If you were watching this video right when it comes out, it is August 2022. When you purchase the optic from Outdoor Legacy for a very, very limited time, y'all, it's going to come with a locking quick release mount. When those supplies run out, it's going to be just the standard Pulsar mount. It'll mount on any set, any Picatinny rail, any AR platform, any bolt action rifle with a Picatinny rail. But it's not going to include, if you wait too long, it's not going to include this quick release, locking quick release mount. So limited time, very, very limited. But if you call an order very soon, there's a chance you're going to get that quick release mount in there as well. So just wanted to share that. Now, let's take a look at this battery compartment. There's a little lever you slide to the side. It's kind of cool. It's like a convertible car. I just thought about that. I didn't mention that in my last review videos. But the battery just kind of slips out. Push it back down there, lock it into place. Very nice plastic lens cover with a spring-loaded release. It's kind of cool and very quiet. That's the thing at night. You're stalking up on a hog at 30, 40 yards, and you start clicking around on that eye cup or on that lens cover, they'll hear it in the dead of night. But it's very quiet release and open. Very small attention to detail, but I'm going to tell you, very important. Night hunters, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Any little crack in a twig and every animal in the woods is running off. You got your focusable objective lens dial right here. Just twist right back and forth. Very easy, easy to do at night. You can do it with one finger. I'm going to tell you, man, this thing is so, you got your eyepiece diopter focus, which is just this rubber ring right here. It's so intuitively designed, attention to detail, pretty much the standard for Pulsar products. They put a lot of thought into it. You can tell when you use their scopes, when you set up their scopes, the functionality and the ease of use, how easy it is to use their optics. It's just really top of the heap when it comes to thermal manufacturers. But you've got your ambidextrous design here on top, whether right-handed or left-handed. Easy to use the buttons right here. You got obviously you got your power button is the blue button right up here. So it's kind of away from the rest of them. But you got your menu button, your record button, your magnification button. But when you go into the menu, this whole round part on top, I don't know if you can see it, but it turns. And that's how you kind of maneuver through the menu. Very, very cool. Very cool design. Nothing like it out on the market. And again, they could have just, this is considered now their least expensive thermal rifle scope, they could have just slapped something together and be like, okay, it's good. It's our least expensive one. We're not going to put a lot of thought into it. They didn't do that with this, y'all. Pulsar does not cut corners, and even on their budget thermals. And I know y'all are going to slap me in the comments for calling it a budget thermal, but that's what it is considered at $2,500. So very intuitively designed, very, very good setup for night hunters and operating in the dark. So we talked about what's in the box. We did a walk around of the optic. Let's talk about the positives and the negatives. The only thing I'm going to say about the negatives, and it's kind of jokingly, but it kind of looks, I don't want to say it, it's kind of grown on me. But when I first saw pictures of it, I'm like, that thing looks like a Maglite flashlight, or it looks like a flashlight. It does kind of look like a flashlight, but it's not bad. I mean, it doesn't look goofy after a while when you get used to it. It actually looks really good on rifles. When you take a picture of it, it looks dang good. I'm not going to lie. But it is, I guess it would be kind of considered small enough that you could somewhat use it as a monocular. It's not as big as the Thermion. It's not as long. It's not as heavy. So small enough that you could probably use it as a monocular, and with a quick release mount, put it back on the rifle and take a shot. But the design of it is good for what it is. Again, jokingly, looks like a flashlight, but not really a negative. The only other negative is after this supply runs out of the QD mounts, it's not going to come standard with a quick lock-in quick release mount. A lot of the other scopes in this price range are coming with a quick release mount. So this will be one of the few scopes that doesn't. But again, I think there's a lot in this scope that a lot of other scopes do not have. So positives, and then we'll jump into a few comparisons, not a lot of comparisons, but positives. Picture image is very good, y'all. 2.5 power is a great base magnification, a very generic, I guess, base magnification is something that you can do a lot with. Coyote hunting, you can do hog hunting, obviously predator hunting, any type of varmint hunting you're doing. I mean, 2.5 power is a great base magnification, and I'm glad that they lowered it down a little bit from that XM30, which was at 3.5. So picture image is great for this $2,500 optic, 384 resolution, focusable objective lens, easy to use. It's smaller in size than the Thermion. It does have video and audio and all the other Pulsar features that we know and love. They didn't cut corners on that. They didn't skimp on it. Thank you for including all those. They even added, I think, a couple reticle colors, because I know yellow is on there, and yellow is now my new favorite reticle color. So this thing, there's a lot of positives. There's very few negatives. And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say, at $2,500, this Pulsar thermal is probably going to be one of the biggest selling thermals in the industry between now and the end of 2022. There's already been a high demand for it. A lot of people pre-sold or pre-bought these units before they even saw it on paper, let alone saw a video. So they have trust in Pulsar, and rightfully so. They didn't disappoint with this one. So comparisons, let's talk about it real quick, y'all. I know the natural thing is to look at the specs in this and then look at the specs of other scopes. The Thermion XQ38, which is also a 384 resolution, 17 micron optic. These side by side, I know I've looked. The Thermion XQ38 does have a little bit better picture image than this Talion XQ38. And that's okay. It should. It's $800 more. Pulsar is a smart company. They are not going to produce a $2,500 optic that's just as good of picture image as a $3,300 optic. So it doesn't look like it doesn't look quite as good as a Thermion. It shouldn't look quite as good as a Thermion, though. Again, it's $800 less expensive. So still, that does not take away from the greatness of this Pulsar Talion. So very, very good. Also, the difference between this and the Pulsar Core, which was their old $1,900 optic, this records video, records audio. The Pulsar Core did not. The Pulsar Core was a fixed focus, so you couldn't focus the objective lens. This one you can. So this optic is $600 more. but there's way more than $600 of things going on in this scope that make it much, much better. Now, the difference between this and the XM30 was quite a bit bigger. It had an internal non-removable battery and an external battery. This is a fully removable battery and one battery. The XM30 also was a 320 resolution. This one's a 384 resolution, so higher resolution, better picture quality. And the XM30 was a 3.5 power to 14 power optic. So it kind of put that into a class of a very certain type of hunter. At 2.5 to 10 power, this opens this up for more hunters that can use that for general purpose hunting. So again, much better than the XM30 picture-wise, resolution-wise, feature-wise, size-wise. Also, again, better than the Pulsar Core because of the things mentioned, and also Pulsar Core runs off CR123 batteries. This is rechargeable batteries. So anyway, if you have more questions, please give us a call, 877-350-1818. Again, you can find all of our optics on the website, outdoorlegacygear.com. Thank you for joining us here and on the Late Night Vision Show podcast. This optic is going to be perfect really for all of you. If I had to pick an ideal hunter, it's somebody that's generally going to be doing the majority of their hunting under 150 yards. So if you're coyote hunting or you're hog hunting and 99% of your shots are going to be under 150 yards, this is going to be a great optic for you. Even if most of your shots are going to be at 50 or 75 yards, still a great optic. Now, if most of your shots, 99% of your shots are going to be over 150 yards, there are other Pulsar products that are going to be a better fit for you. But at $2,500, it is going to be hard to beat the brand new Pulsar Talion XQ38. Thank goodness it is here. Finally, you can pick it up right now. If you are interested in checking out more of my stuff, you can hop on over to Instagram. You can find me at HansETX on Instagram. You can find the Late Night Vision Show on all the podcast sharing apps. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it on all of our episodes on the website, thelatenightvision.show.com. And you can find Jason over at Outdoor Legacy over on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, Outdoor Legacy. But again, give me a call. You got questions, 877-350-1818. Y'all stay safe in the fields. I love bringing new scope reviews to you, just like this one where it's so anticipated that we got call after call after call. And I can finally say, hallelujah, it is here. The Pulsar Talion XQ38. We'll see y'all next time. Stay safe in fields. Keep making them bacon pancakes.